Hello, my name is Eric Roeder. I work in business development for Codilation. We're a team of website developers, software engineers, and just overall super nerds. We develop apps and websites in the obvious technology hub that is Fargo, North Dakota. That summary of my life sounds dreadful to most of the world, but I absolutely love my community and I love my job. Every week I meet incredible people who are absolutely inspiring. They have new business ideas or are spearheading giant projects to make our community better, or just are smarter than me and have great professional knowledge to share. I thought it would be relatively selfish to keep all of this information to myself, so I decided to start a little talk show. Welcome to my office. My guest this week is CJ Schnasse. He's the owner and founder of Replay Games. He's an absolute video game nerd, and we're going to chat a little bit about it this week. All right, I'm really excited this week to be here with like a super co-nerd friend of mine. I'm here with CJ Schnasse.
Yep.
Schnasse.
So.
He's the founder of Replay Games in Fargo. CJ, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a nerd through and through. I played video games for as long as I can remember, as soon as I could pick up a controller, essentially. Yeah. I remember playing Atari 2600 with my cousins. So like starting with a system that was 10, 18 years older than me. Not 18, about 10 years older.
We're kind of old. The beginning of gaming.
Yeah, so anyways, I grew up playing video games as long as I can remember, but I'm also like a jack of all trades. Like I was starting lineman in football in high school. I played second chair violin. Just kind of weird stuff, but I was like, basically I just deep dive into whatever I'm interested in at the moment.
I love it. So you grew up in Fargo, you started a family in Fargo, you started a business in Fargo. Like, that's kind of awesome. Can you explain to anyone who's watching what exactly Replay Games is?
Yeah, so Replay Games is it's been a dream of mine for as long as I can remember. My wife actually tells the story the best because I've explained this idea a few different times to her throughout our 10 years that we've been married. And it's basically, I wish that there was a store out there that didn't just focus on buying and selling video games, but let players come in and play games as well. That try it before you buy it mentality. So my wife just kind of got fed up with me talking about this idea. Is like, wouldn't it be cool if, and so she finally just said, you know what, write a business plan, find out if it's viable, and we'll see where we're at. And then now we're 18 months into opening the store. So
I'm so glad that she got sick of you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And so, So, I mean, where did you come up with this concept?
So it's, like I said, it's something I've been thinking about for a long time. So working on the business plan was actually really easy for me. Essentially, I wanted a store that you could play by the hour. You can buy games. The arcade had to have a very large inventory. And so, like being a collector myself, I had a ton of games already, and then bringing back renting as well, so people can also rent games from us as well. So the quick synopsis of their store is we buy, sell, trade, rent, and play.
I love it.
Cover all the bases, right?
All of the bases. And so I remember, I met you a long time ago when we were working together at Toys R Us.
Yeah, practically half our life ago.
If you did the math, it's not wrong. And I remember even back then, you only belonged in a very specific, 2 aisles of that store.
I was dedicated to that video game section.
To be effective, and it just makes sense. I love that you just took that and it's just next level, and you have your own video game place, and that's awesome. And so I made a business chart this week, kind of going over the knowledge of video game knowledge of my guests.
Sure.
And so right here we got. And so, there's people who say Mario,
which is weird.
And then people who think Keyblades are cool. And they're kind of in the middle. And then Triforce knowledge.
Yeah. Cool nerd trivia is who protects the Triforce of Wisdom?
Why don't you answer your own question?
It is not Link. So, Link, he protects the Triforce of Courage.
Oh.
Zelda's Wisdom and Ganon is power.
Well, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now we know.
Exactly. So I've earned my spike now.
Yeah, you earned the spike.
Another cool fact is, why is it Mario, not Mario?
Because grandmas are... you playing the Mario?
You play those Mario's games?
Yeah. I don't... Why is it Mario?
So, Japanese phoneticism. So, Mario is how it comes out. Super Mario. So... There you go.
Oh, and this is why you should own a video game store, because I was high on that, but
Right.
I didn't know mild tidbits about Medio.
Well, it's always fun too, because we'll have customers that they'll ask a few questions and we go into deep dives about it, and it always ends up with them at some point saying, "So you know a lot about video games."
Yeah,
yeah. And this is like the tip of the iceberg that I'm talking about.
Well,
so.
I remember when I came in and you had like the Super Nintendo cartridge in pieces, and you're like, "This is how you can tell if something is a
reproduction
versus the original." I'm like, "Oh, does it play Zelda?"
Yeah, and so like we also throw out that it's a Famicom cartridge versus a 64, so people always jump to the Famicom because we've never seen those before. Really,
Right.
I mean, those were the Japanese regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
So it's just really fun to we focus on engaging, educating, and connecting our community. So with the video games.
And you've already done that in like the 5 minutes of the episode so far. So we're gonna do something a little different right now.
Sounds good.
I had to do some homework.
Yep.
And we're going to do a match game style. What's your favorite video game? And we'll start, and we'll just kind of rapid fire and kind of go
Sounds
through them.
good.
So, Nintendo Entertainment System. What do you got?
I had to put down Super Mario Bros.
I put Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah.
And that potentially is like my favorite game ever. And that's a weird question to even have.
Sure.
Like, God, I rented that thing every flipping weekend. Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I totally messed up the order here. So.
Yeah, you did.
Yep. Pretty sure this one's there you go. So
There we go.
All right, so
I got, what do I have? Final Fantasy 3 or 6.
Yeah,
like that was the time in my life where I'm like, oh, you know what? This is so fun. I'm just going to be a nerd forever. And that's kind of
JRPGs will do that, especially because like in that 90s fact about JRPGs, I mean, there not many people bought them. They're weird story-based games. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just like, oh, this is so nerdy.
Which is now why it's
I'm
worth $60
just
for a
gonna
cartridge
be a
only.
Nerd.
So,
it's totally
yeah.
worth it. Nintendo 64.
That one I just put here, so.
Boom.
Mischief Makers.
Oh, Mischief Makers. I'm a Mario 64 kind of guy.
That's a good one, too.
I just remember like this the first time I played it, and I was swimming, and I could swim in any direction. And I'm like,
and he could somehow jump out of the water.
Physics are physics.
Right.
I can't do a triple backflip if I do. Why don't I just start here? And if I do 3 jumps in a row, of course that will turn into flips.
Yep.
That's not quite me yet. PlayStation 1.
All right. Breath of Fire 3.
Breath of Fire 3. Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Again, that was kind of the one in my collection where I'm like, my friends are going to know that I'm absolute nerds.
Well, PS1 was such a sweet spot for JRPGs. So,
yeah. I mean, these are getting, it's tricky to narrow them down.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, what do you got?
I got Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I went with Kingdom Hearts
Good
because
one.
I'm a Disney.
We're actually, my wife loves those idea of the Disney RPG, and so she can't do the dual sticks very well for camera control and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm playing Kingdom Hearts and making her make the decision. So that's pretty fun.
That's awesome. First Xbox, what do you got?
I had to put Halo. So
Halo. See,
yeah.
and I'm so bad at shooter games. I'm like am I killing people?
Yeah.
And I'm just jumping, and I'm just awful. And so, I had Knights of the Old Republic, which I hope they make another one of those.
I never had an Xbox, so it's like this is the game that I played with my buddies a lot. So
sure.
it was a very
well,
social
and when
game,
the first Xbox came out, I was kind of like, all right, what are you trying to do, Microsoft?
Yeah,
I was a little skeptical of getting that. And so, we'll end with the 360.
Sounds good.
Fable 2.
And I'm such a sucker for Dynasty Warriors, so
no, that's good. They're not
it's a guilty pleasure.
Series unless it's awesome.
Right, exactly. There's a very interesting community around the Dynasty Warriors stuff, and then it's like the argument if you look at them like a Madden type game, like they're all the same.
Yep.
But it's like if you play them individually, you'll see the differences. And like I will go back to 6 any day, but like I can't play 9 at all. So
wow,
yeah, 9's really weird. So
okay, weird wrong step.
Yeah, exactly. So
that was pretty nerdy and glorious. CJ, is there anything or any events you got happening in the store that people should know about?
Yeah, we have events going on every month essentially. So this Saturday we're doing a tournament fundraiser for F5 organization.
Oh, cool.
So they got some really good stuff with the criminal reform stuff and helping get rehousing and jobs and stuff like that for newly released criminals and stuff like that. So or convicts, I guess would be the technical term. And so we're doing a tournament fundraiser for Tecmo Super Bowl for the NES. So that'll be good stuff. $25 a ticket and just come and have fun all day. So
Bo Jackson.
Yeah. So we'll be firing that up 12:30 on Saturday, and just come in. We open at noon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Otherwise, we do monthly challenges, and so the challenges are always fun because it's trying to take a casual approach to tournaments because you don't want to be hardcore like that essentially. And so,
all the time.
Yeah. So normally we'll do like a high score challenge or like fastest lap in a racing game.
Right.
Low score Mario challenge. That was really fun.
Low score.
Low score. So
Wow.
Mario, you jump on Goombas, you collect coins. Right. What if you didn't do that?
Well, and even like the end of the stage where you jump and get the flag.
Yes.
That's tricky.
Yeah. So like even like how much time you have left.
Oh, wow. So you just like hang out by the flag. Like, I got this.
Yeah. So that was really fun. It was furthest progression with the lowest score essentially. And then, don't take shortcuts, which have you ever played like level 2-2?
Yes, but like once.
Right.
And then you're like, why would I not just take this pipe? This level's dreadful.
Yeah. So that was really fun. The lowest score you can actually get in that game is 500 points. And that's touching the flag at the base of the pole at 0 seconds. Yep. You have a half frame to touch the pole before it kills you because 0 seconds kills you. So, and then taking all the known shortcuts. So
that's
the funny thing is because there's no flag at the end of the castles where you fight Bowser's.
Yeah.
You don't get points at the end of those stages. There's a really cool YouTube video about it.
You are in the right field.
This is my element.
So I try to buy my games from you instead of going from Target or online. So if you're watching and you buy games, let's help this small business. Are there any games coming up this Christmas season that people should or could pre-order from you besides Star Wars, The Fallen Order, coming to Xbox One and PS4 2 weeks before my birthday, Mom and Dad? Just throwing that out there.
Right. Yeah, no, I pulled up a list of just like the big ones, and it's one of the ones I thought was kind of interesting is they're making a MechWarrior 5.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's kind of a niche one. Death Stranding has been a big one that's coming out.
Okay.
I think that's a Kojima title, so that's big news because this is like after he's left Konami and stuff. So yeah, so they're like, because he was really renowned for his Metal Gear Solid work, and so it's just really interesting to see what this Death Stranding is going to be coming out.
Next step, kind of.
And then another big one along with the Star Wars is Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Pokemon. Oh, there might have been a technical difficulty.
Sure.
Whatever, we'll figure it out.
So
this is actually one of the last few episodes that I have before I have an intern that gets to deal with all of that stuff. So I'm pretty checked out when it comes to video problems.
Yeah.
So each week we ask, is there anything that we can do to help you and your business?
Biggest thing for us is awareness. I mean, we're still early in our life, essentially. So, 17, 18 months in, it's getting the word out of who we are. I mean, we joke that we're in a basement of the Exchange building downtown.
Yep.
And so why play in your parents' basement when you can play in ours?
Why shoot a video in your basement?
Exactly.
When you can come down to our basement.
We have people that will come in and they'll stream some games and stuff like that, like with Games Done Quick and things of that nature. But yeah, it's just really getting to know who we are. So
I love it. So yeah, let's just help CJ spread his word and maybe help him by pre-ordering Star Wars The Fallen Order coming to PlayStation and
you will
Xbox.
buy this.
Yes, November 15th. CJ, anything else?
No, that's basically it. I mean, we're centered around video games. So
in case you didn't listen to any of that, that's pretty obvious. Thanks for taking some time to stop out and share this video, guys, if you like CJ and what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one.